Okay, hi everyone, how's it going? My name is Gabriela, and today we're going to talk about a really interesting and useful topic. One that you actually use every single day without even realize it. And that's it, reporting speech. Okay, once upon a time, every great story started that way, right? But think about it. Every fairy tale, every piece of news, every secret your friend whispered to you, it's basically someone reporting what someone else said, right? For example, we have three examples here. The wolf said that he would woof and poof. Or she told me that she was going to her grandmother's house. Or they both announced that they would go to the wood. He said, she told, they announced. That is reporting speech, okay? It's like the grammar of storytelling. Okay, well, so there are two types of speech that I will be talking about in this video. There are direct speech and reporting speech. Okay, so what is reporting speech? Let me explain with a little example. Imagine that you are at the royal ball, okay, and Cinderella turns to you and says, I want to go to the ball. Those are her exact words, right? And that's direct speech. Repeat exactly what she said. But later, the prince arrived and asked to you what she said, what Cinderella said. But you don't repeat her exact word, right? You just say, Cinderella said that she wanted to go to the ball in your own words. That is reporting speech, okay? And can you see the difference? The verb changed, for example, want becomes wanted. And that little word that appeared, right? That is reporting speech in action. And to do this correctly, we have three little steps, okay? Reporting verbs, backshifting, and pronouns. So let's start with the first one, which is reporting verbs. There are actually many of them. Some of them are ask, agree, suggest, stay, disagree, and many more. But the ones we are going to use the most are say and tell. Okay, now I know these two cause a lot of confusion because they both mean the same, right? But they work very differently in the action. So, say, say plus something. You're talking about something, no person needed after it. Okay, look at this example. The wolf said that he was hungry, just said, no person after it. And tell, tell is tell plus someone. You're always telling a person, okay? There's always has to be a person right after. For example, the beast told Beauty that she had to leave. Told Beauty. The beast told Beauty. There's always someone there, okay? So, an easy trick to remember you say something or you tell someone, okay? And we're going to pass to step two. This is back shifting. Think of it like a time machine. When you report what someone said, every verb backs in time and takes one step back into the past. Look at, for example, this table. It shows exactly how each tense moves back, okay? And if you click in that little window, you can see the order even more clearly. So, present, past, past perfect, and in stop there. Why? Because once you reach past perfect, there's nowhere else to go. Okay? Same with others. Present continuous, past perfect continuous, and stop. Present perfect, past perfect stops. Okay? Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, stop. And then we have two special cases, future and modal verbs, okay? Will becomes would and must, can't. May becomes had to, could and might. Every single one is just one step back and that's it, okay? That's all you need to know. And don't worry, we are going to practice it in the final activities. Now we have step three. They are pronouns. And the key question is always who say it, okay? Now, if you click in this little window, you can see all the pronouns changes. In summary, I becomes he or she, my becomes my becomes his or her, we becomes they, and it's always depending on who is talking. So let's use that to understand this example. Cinderella said, I lost my shoe and I can't find it. Now, who said that? She did, right? Cinderella. So, since she say it, I becomes she and my becomes her, okay? And the verbs, remember the back shift that what we watched before. Lost is past simple, and one step back is past perfect, right? And can is present simple in modal, so one step back in the past could, but in the negative form couldn't. Okay, so the full sentence is Cinderella said that she had lost her shoe and she couldn't find it. And the last thing that changed is time and place words. Okay, so again, if you click in this little window, you can see all the changes. Now becomes then, today becomes that day, tonight becomes that night, yesterday the day before, and so on. Okay, so let's use this with a or example. Okay, so Snow White says, today I found a little cottage. I will stay here. So the same steps, verbs, okay? Found is past simple. So one step back, had found, past perfect. And will becomes would, one step in the past. Now, the time and place words. Why do they change? Because as we learned before, the moment has already passed, always in the past. She's not here anymore, and it's not today anymore. So today becomes that day, and here becomes there. Okay, so the sentence becomes she said that day she found a little cottage and she would stay there. Easy, right? Okay, so now it's your turn to practice. There are three activities, and yes, they're all about fairy tales. Okay, so the first one is called fairy tale fill in. Here you have to complete the sentence using fairy tale characters. Okay, practicing verb changes, pronouns, and time words. The second one is called the royal messenger. And in this one, you are the king's messenger, okay? So you have to report everything that happens in the palace that day. And for each sentence, you have to write it in reporting speech and identify the changes. And the last one is called the story reporting, okay? You have to listen a short audio story called The Dog and His Bone. And then you have to rewrite the sentence in reporting speech. And that's it. That's all. You will find two documents right here in the presentation. You press on each one and it will take you directly to the document. Okay, so the first one has all the activities for you to complete, and the second one has everything solved. Okay, so you can check your work there. So I really hope this lesson helped you understand more reporting speech. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and good luck with the activities. Thank you so much.